From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time now for Campo's Corner here on The Horse's Mouth, brought to our good friends at YOLO Rum and at Dasher. Great to have both of them on board. Coach Campo's here, of course. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to our Jags and the National Football League. Coach, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Tom.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Same. I enjoy coming and visiting with you.
No doubt. It's always fun. All right, so stadium, plans are out there. Deal appears to be going in the right direction. I don't think anything's finalized yet, but that's all positive news for this franchise and the city, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously it comes down to whether or not the city wants to keep the Jacksonville Jaguars here.
Yeah.
And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are a big part of this city. And, I think the council will pass it, and then it comes up to the league. And it looks to me like the way they've structured the deal, it's going to show it's not really 50-50 on the stadium. It's 70-30.
Yeah.
And then it's much higher on the surrounding areas with Shad Khan.
Right.
Well, that's what the league wants to see. The league wants to see the city putting in a pretty good amount into this.
Look, as far as stadiums go, people have to realize there's 32 owners. When every other owner except Buffalo and Nashville have these new stadiums with these suites and this beautiful revenue, guess what all the other owners say to the guys that don't? Yeah. Where's your stadium?
Let's move.
Why don't you have a stadium yet? And if you don't have one, we know the deal. We're going to have to find a market that will build you or give you this Mac Daddy. I mean, everybody wants them. You know why they want them, Coach? Because the amount of suites and the owners get to keep all that money.
Absolutely.
And that's a big thing. It's all about that. Keep it up with the Joneses to a certain degree, and I get it, you have to.
Yeah.
And it's all about the revenue.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's good for the city. I mean, you talk about you get a Super Bowl here, or you get, and I know Jacksonville had one, and it affected the bottom line of the city.
Without a doubt. We weren't ready for it.
They might not have been ready for it, but it helped in a lot of ways because it pointed out a lot of things that had to be done.
Tagliabue loved Dwayne Weaver. That's how we got the
and I like Dwayne Weaver too as well when I was here.
So the London thing, I get it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to help build you this unbelievable stadium. And you're still taking a home game to London?
I don't like it.
I don't think that's right. And don't give me all this. Whatever. They make enough money. I mean, they make a ton of money.
Right.
Yes, I know the NFL wants to get into these different international markets. They've been doing that for years. It's not like, you uncovered it underneath a rock or anything's out there.
Yeah.
But with that being said, do we always have to be the team that gives up a home game?
Well, I was actually thinking that might be part of the negotiation with the city. That, hey, look, we'll go there one time, but going two games, back to back and all that, I think that's just Shad. Yeah. Having the association over there with the European football situation.
Right.
I don't like it. Yeah. I mean, I think we should be right here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, if I was a city council leader, I would be like, you're not taking a home game. Yeah. If we're putting in all this money, you're not taking a home game away from us. Take something else over there. Yeah. Take whatever. Do something else.
Well, you know how negotiations are. It just depends on what it's going to take to get the deal done. Is probably the key.
Okay, so before we get into the schedule, I also think that the owners are under that type of pressure. Call it what you will. Yeah. I also think that with Trevor Lawrence, I almost think you're almost pressured to do a deal because everybody's doing a deal. And if you don't do a deal, it's kind of the same thing with the stadium. The owners are like, why aren't you redoing? Yeah. Why aren't you extending the number one pick? Do you not like him? Is he not the guy? Right. They start asking questions. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right.
And I think there is some of that,
people in the community already have a little bit of shakiness, whatever it is, and I think that getting the deal done now is smart business. Yeah. Because if he's who they believe he is, you don't want to wait till next year to see him do this or that.
Right.
Get it done now. Yep. It's going to save you money in the long run. Yep. And there's no way that today you can't say that Trevor Lawrence is going to be our quarterback for 5, 6, 7 more years.
No, I agree with that. I personally would want to see a little bit more and then give him more.
Yeah.
I would. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm not ready yet. Yeah. But if you show up next season and be the guy we expect you to be, you'll get more than we're talking about right now. I'll give you more.
Well, I think it would help the football team, though,
Yeah.
to know that, hey, this is our guy going forward. This is it. Let's go. We're paying. We've paid him. Let's go to work and go. So it's 6 of one, half of another. It's pressure. There's pressure, absolutely.
All right, let's talk schedule. New schedule's out. We know about the London games. We're going to play Chicago. They're going to play New England back-to-back.
Right.
Overall, how do you feel about the schedule?
Well, it's a tough schedule. I think probably there's maybe 4 or 5 teams that have a tougher schedule.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean anything to me because the teams that you think are going to be tough a lot of times are not the next year when you look at it from the media.
Right.
But also, I'm a big proponent. I'm happy, for example, that the AFC South is going to be stronger.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I believe iron sharpens iron.
Yep.
And the better your division is, the better your schedule is.
Playoffs.
You better be 100% locked in.
Yep.
And that's what it's going to be this year, especially the first 4 ball games. You got 4 playoff teams in the first 4 games. Well, I look at it like you look at quarters. Yep. It used to be 16, so it was 4, but now there's 1 extra game. But you still look at it, and you can't go below 50% in a quarter if you're going to get where you want to get, in my opinion. So it kind of puts the onus on the players that, hey, we better be ready and win 2 or 3 of those first 4. In order for us to get where we want to get down the road.
That's where the physicality comes in. I think this camp's going to be a little more physical. Doug had a quote the other day, and he's like, we're going to find out when the pad's coming. We didn't find out last year. I think we saw it.
Right.
The last practice was full speed. Everything else was not.
Right.
Even in pads.
Yeah.
They got to do a little bit more physicality so they're ready to hit the ground running week 1 and be that physical team.
One of the things that's really not been mentioned about that, and I'm with the physicality part of it, but the younger your football team is, the stronger they should be down the stretch.
Right.
So what they've done in the draft last year and this year should help that alone without just the physicality part of it. It's that you got younger players that are going to be stronger naturally, and I'm hopeful that that's going to be a factor as well. That these guys, there's going to be more guys be involved this year than there was a year ago, and I'm hoping that the guys last year, Strange, Bigsby, some of those guys are going to come on. Lacey, I'm hopeful he's going to come on.
No doubt.
And that really will help us from that standpoint as well.
Yeah. Hey, look, we look good on paper.
Yeah.
Now we just got to figure it out and hone it all in. We're going to go through. I'm sure you're going to be asked on 1010XL. So am I.
Right.
Give me your schedule prediction.
Right.
I'm not.
Well,
last year I went 12 wins.
Last year.
I'm coming down.
The interesting thing is, though, that I said 9-8 last year.
You did.
Now I didn't say 9-8 though, where you're going to lose the last 5 out of 6.
Oh, right.
So to me, this football team is a 10 or 11 win football team, and that's what you want.
I'm going to say 8 to 10 with the hope that they can be better.
Right.
I got to see it though.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
I'm a little bit more half full guy than I am a half. You're kind of
more
in the middle there.
No, I'm in the middle. I got to see it. Look, last year was a lot of hype. A lot of hype, and that's all I heard, how great they're going to be.
I think that hurt us.
I think it hurt us big time.
I think this is a better way to go into this season than what it was last year. And that goes along with being tougher games every week.
No doubt. Coach, always a pleasure.
All
man.
right, Tom.
Great stuff. Always. Every week here on the Horse's Mouth, it's Campo's Corner. We talk Jags, we talk NFL, we talk Jacksonville because we absolutely love it. Until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. We'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth.
Even though we do have 2 different liquors, it's still one name. It's Yolo Rum, and at the end of the day, it's how you feel. And Yolo Rum, you only live once, and that's more prevalent. That's becoming more prevalent as far as the attitude and the mindset with how people live their lives. And it's not about how it used to be as far as people doing dumb stuff out here. It's more of they're understanding the value of their life. And if we can bring that presence of the meaning behind life and what it means to fulfill whatever you need to fulfill in your life that makes you feel enjoyable about what you're doing, that's what YOLO will bring out as well.